Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's time for another episode of Started from the Bottom. We've now gone into League Two. We're a professional football team. Let's see how we've been getting on and how busy the summer transfer window was. So jumping straight into these transfers then. First things first, I wanted to speak to you guys about the players that we have released. Ashley Harper, the fullback, has left us. I didn't really think he was good enough for the Football League, so he has gone. He's not been picked up by anybody so far. Okay, so now we're on to Ryan Brunt, our FA Trophy final hero. Tried to offer him a couple of different deals to stay at the club. He was really influential and was doing really good things for my mentoring groups. However, he wasn't happy with some of the playing time that was offered to him, so he has left the club as well. He signed a deal at Carlisle, so they are in my division, so I'm sure I will see him at some point this season, although he has yet to make an appearance in the league. Left back Conor Riley Lowe is another one who has left the club. Again, same as Ashley Harper, didn't really think he could cut it at this level. As you can see, he has joined Basingstoke, who are pretty far down the English levels. Yeah, Southern Premier South, so pretty far down. He has joined them, of course. And finally, Harvey Wiles Richards has joined Bolton after being released by me. He's in their under-23s currently, but the goalkeeping standard that I have now is much, much better. So now the bit that you're all looking forward to, the incomings. Before I jump into the incomings, there are two more outgoings this season. Dan Rooney has joined this Northern Irish side here. He's gone back to his home country. Basically couldn't guarantee him enough football either this year, so after 2 positive years with Bath City, Dan Rooney returns to Northern Ireland. And finally, we were able to make a little bit of money on Lloyd Humphreys as local team Cheltenham Town came in and offered us some money for him. At the time, he wasn't really one of my starting choice centre attacking midfielders, so I thought it'd be best to cash out and make some money on him. As you can see there, lots of incomings. I've actually picked up 13 new players this summer, so it's taken the boys a little bit of time to gel. I'll get into the results in a moment. But let's quickly run you through some of the players that have joined the club. So first things first is defender Charlie Wiggett. He is coming in from Chelsea. Really nice sort of ball playing centre back, slightly more mobile than what I've had there previously. He is only 5'9" though, so not the best, but not the worst by any stretch. I think it's an improvement on what I had there originally. A lot more in the terms of mental attributes that I am now looking for, as we are a professional team. So in the centre midfield role, this guy can play a deep line playmaker. He can play centre mid. He can also play CDM. This is Jamie Bowden, who's come in from Tottenham. Really good stats all across the board, actually. It was a massive coup, actually being able to bring in Jamie Bowden. It's not necessarily a position that I play all the time, but he offers really good versatility by being able to play both of these positions. Next up is another defender and another player coming in from Chelsea. Here we have Josh Brooking. Can play centre-back, can also play right-back pretty well. He's got really good attributes in the usual defending categories of heading, marking and tackling. He's got some good determination, but that is flying up thanks to my mentoring group. But the main reason I got him in it is because of his electric pace. He's got 16 pace, 17 acceleration for a centre-back / right-back. Was too good to turn down. Now then, it's the first new gen that I've brought into the team. And it's the first player that I've actually spent some money on. So this is David Madison. He's a sweeper keeper. Came in from Stockport. Kept, I think it was 20 plus clean sheets last season for Stockport in the National League. So definitely caught my eye. I'm just a massive fan of his technical attributes, to be perfectly honest. His determination was pretty poor. As I said, I've been turning things like that around with my mentoring group. His personality was fickle. He's now fairly professional thanks to my model citizen, Tom Smith. He's been doing okay for me so far. As you can see down the bottom, 9 appearances in all competitions and only the 3 clean sheets. However, that is down to a slightly rocky start kicking off the season. I'm really looking forward to him being a good player. If you look at his coach report, has the potential to be a Premier Division goalkeeper in the future. Hopefully he can take us all the way to the promised land. Next up is fullback Charlie Seaman, who's joined us from Bournemouth. Can play on both sides, but is more comfortable as a right back. Good attributes as well. This is the sort of player that I've brought in to replace Ashley Harper. Slightly better attributes in the ones that you need for a fullback of tackling, marking, much better work rate, much better positioning and teamwork, for instance, good anticipation, good pace, etc. But again, the versatility of being able to play on both sides of the pitch really, really helps. Next up, we have replaced the Bristol City man who was playing left midfield for us in Sam Pearson with another player from Bristol City. This time we brought in Welshman Johnny Smith on a free transfer, so he is our player, whereas obviously Sam Pearson was a loan. He's got much better attributes in the crossing and the finishing side of things as well. Good first touch, really good passing, decent technique, really good flair. He's been pretty good for me so far, with the 2 goals and 2 assists in his games so far. Obviously, this whole starting 11 is pretty fresh. They're learning each other, I'd say. So lots of time for this to develop, but I'm hoping for a lot more from Johnny Smith moving forward. So another fullback then, and in comes Zach Swanson from Arsenal. He's played a lot more than some of the other guys this season, basically thanks to his versatility of being able to play on both left and right back slots. Again, is much better in these mental attributes, decent physical attributes again, some real good cover in these positions now, as there's going to be a lot of games this season in League Two. Now, I pulled this guy in before I made some of the other signings. This is Oliver Shenton, who's come in. He was a completely free agent. Looks like he's left Kidderminster there, although his face pack looks like he's in a Stoke kit. So maybe a Stoke youngster. Good stats all across the board, basically. I was thinking of bringing this guy in to replace Noah Chilvers. However, as you can see from Bowen and another centre midfielder that I'm yet to show you, he's not currently getting into the team. He has played a couple of times for me, but that is because one of my central attacking midfielders has been injured, so he has filled in at the centre attacking midfield spot. Now we move into the attacking third of the pitch, and Keandra Simmons has joined from Manchester City. He's currently got 3 goals in 7 appearances so far this season with the 1 assist. He's a little bit of an upgrade on the par, to be honest. Slightly better in the dribbling, finishing and first touch regions. He's also got pretty good passing as well. I think he's scored a header for me as well, which is great. As I said, determination flying up. These mentoring groups are doing an absolute madness. Good pace, good acceleration, good agility as well. Really looking at him being our talisman up front this season. Another striker then in to replace Ryan Brunt with lots of potential is Tyler Smith, who was released from Sheffield United. Good finishing, decent dribbling, first touch and heading as well, decent technique. The main reason I brought him in is for these amazing mental attributes on someone so young. He's got a good personality of resolute as well, so this is the type of player that I'm looking for to maybe make an impact for me off the bench. He's only scored 1 goal in 6 appearances so far. However, he has only had 1 start, and that was in the leasing.com trophy. So we've added some Brazilian flair to the team as well. Matheus Santana, he comes in, he was a free agent, looks like he's previously left Leyton Orient. I thought he was quite a good player. He seems pretty decent, good first touch. He's very good in all the technical attributes that I need him to be in for an attacking midfielder. Plays the role that I need superbly as well, which is great. Good natural fitness. Balance is a little bit of a worry. Bravery is also a little bit of a worry. Doesn't necessarily get stuck in, but I'm hoping that he can be a bit more of a creative playmaker and not necessarily the person doing all the nitty gritty inside the centre midfield area. So the penultimate person is Louis Sibley, who I've brought in on loan from Derby County to play in this central attacking midfield role. He's done really well for me so far, actually. 4 goals and 1 assist in 8 appearances in all competitions. Really, really good physical attributes all across the board. Decent mental attributes as well. And then really good areas for the central attacking midfield role. Really good dribbling, first touch, crossing, good long shots as well. Decent passing, good technique. You know, you can see it from yourself. He's a really, really good player all across the board. His contract with Derby is up at the end of the season, so he could be a potential free transfer and someone that I would quite like to bring in potentially moving forward. But now we get on to the final player that I've brought in, and potentially the best player that I've brought in. So here he is then. This is Luke Dreher. Centre midfielder who's coming from Crystal Palace after being released. He looks like he was at Crystal Palace for a really long time. He can play the deep line playmaker role for me perfectly, but look at the amount of yellow that this guy has all across the board. Long throws, don't care about them, to be perfectly honest. Flair could be a little bit higher for a deep line playmaker, but really good crossing, finish it, just look at him. He's just really, really good, isn't he? Really, really good all across the park. I'd say he's my best player now. He looks like a definite improvement on Chilvers, especially in those mental attributes. And, I think he's done pretty well so far. He's got an average rating of just over 7 in the league, but obviously we did falter a little bit at the start. But he's impressed so far. Really, really happy with Luke Dreher. So, as I mentioned, the start to the season has been a little rocky, and we played quite a lot of games in pre-season. I added in the games against Leeds, Derby, Rangers and Birmingham, just to bulk out the schedule a little bit more, get a little bit more money in. We played them all at home, always looking for that extra revenue, to be perfectly honest. So we lost to Leeds. Leeds are a Premiership side, not really worried about that. Then drew with Cheltenham, as seems to be custom in pre-season for us. Beat affiliate club Sunderland 4-1. And then beat Derby County 2-0. 3-3 draw with Rangers, beat Billericay, and then lost to Birmingham. It was interesting that we played Birmingham in pre-season and lost 2-1. We played them in the first round of the Carabao Cup, as you can see here, and lost 2-0 to them. So we started the season off away at Exeter, a bit of a local derby. We lost 2-1. I was pretty disappointed in this, actually. From memory on the match stats, yeah, I think we were the slightly better side. I definitely don't think we deserve to lose 2-1. But as I said, a lot of the players that are in this team now weren't in this team last year. I mean, I'm looking at Stanley, Calvin and Zamora there. They're the only ones who were in that starting 11 last year. So obviously there's been a lot of change. And I guess some of the boys need a little bit of time to settle down. So after the loss to Exeter, we managed to beat Port Vale 4-1. I was thinking things are starting to click there. Goals from Stanley, Sibley and Dreher, and an own goal from, I think that's the Port Vale striker. Before back-to-back losses in the league. So Northampton were promoted from the National League. We lost 2-0. They got their revenge from the FA Trophy final. Really disappointed with the way the team played that game, actually. They were really, really poor. Then we went into Birmingham, lost 2-0 away at Birmingham. No real shame there, losing to a championship outfit in the Carabao Cup. Then we put together a nice little result of 4 wins in a row in the league, beating Coventry, Cambridge, Plymouth and then Oldham. Before taking on, I'm going to show you this, before taking on the Arsenal under-23s, if you look at this Arsenal under-23s team, it is ridiculous. So they've got Saliba, they've got Guendouzi, Reece Nelson, Martinelli, Eddie Nketiah. Like, this is a ludicrous team. This is just a madness, absolute madness of a team. The game finished 2-2, so obviously leasing.com goes to penalties. And then we lost the penalty shootout with 3 of our penalty takers missing. So that's sub-ideal. Eddie Nketiah missed as well, so not all bad, but that was the state of play in the leasing.com trophy. Still a few more games to play in that competition. Still got Wickham and Coventry to play, but I think if Arsenal play the under-23 strength side that I played against these two teams, I reckon they'd potentially have some issues as well. So now I'm going to show you guys a game. We are going to take on Morecambe in the league. So you can see how this new look side is getting on. Before we move on, as I said, Louis Sibley has been playing pretty well. He scoops the Young Player of the Month for August, with Calvin coming second, and yours truly gets Manager of the Month. So that's not bad, is it? Beating in Richie Wellens and Jonathan Woodgate. Look at these former players here. Right, next time you see me, we'll be ready for the kickoff of the game. Okay, so here is the team to take on Morecambe. Obviously, we've got Maddison in goal, Brooking, Wiggett, Calvin and Zamora make up the back 4. I've had to use a makeshift right midfielder here. So Zach Swanson comes in because we have injuries to Craig Stanley and the Afghan winger is currently away on international duty. It seems like he has that at the most inopportune times possible. Dreher in the deep line playmaker role. Johnny Smith out on the left. Sibley and Simons are the two attacking midfielders for this game, and Josh Appiah starts up front. Okay, so here we are, first highlight, 10 minutes in. Smith swings the corner in, gets headed clear to Appiah. Smith is able to get another delivery into the penalty area, goes all the way across, and there is Swanson who hits it, but remember, he is a fullback, so completely misses a target there. You'd hope that Stanley would do slightly better with it, but there we go. Smith on the ball again from the throw, into Sibley. This is what he's done so well so far this season. Advances forward and strikes it, but it does go straight at the goalkeeper. It's been all Bath City so far. Another corner for Bath, comes in. This time Calvin makes no mistake and gets on it. It looks like a nice little tidy half volley there from the centre-back. Johnny Smith with the assist as well, so that's another one for him to add on to the board. And we are off and running. Another highlight, 10 minutes to go. Ball's pinball around the area, and Sibley's usually hammering those sorts of opportunities home. Another throw in though, Brooklyn with the throw, gets it back, up the line to Swanson, edges it back to Appiah, who's really left-footed, tries the shot but it's blocked, back to Brooklyn, back to Dreher. Oh, looks like that was either a save or a crossbar, I'm not really sure, but it's back out to Smith, ball comes back in. God, we are hammering these. Zach Swanson pops up at the far post, the fullback with the header. Another assist for Johnny Smith. A lovely delivery from the Welsh winger. So there we go. We'll go into the half-time. Comfortable game so far. 16 shots there, 3. We've had 6 on target. They've had none. And we have had 58% possession. So, I mean, all in all, that's really positive. I thought we'd struggle a little bit more this season. But so far, after the little patchy start, we've been on an amazing run in the league. An amazing run. Not a lot's happened in this second half, but we've got a highlight here. Throw comes in. Out to Simmons. Oh, that's awful from the goalkeeper. Keandra Simmons, who's playing central attacking midfield for me today, can fill in that spot. Had a couple of injuries in that spot as well. Long throw comes in. Gets headed clear. No one's there, and he just hits it, and the goalkeeper's got to do better than that. I mean, that's poor. I mean, we'll take it, but that is pretty poor. So we've just made 3 subs, and we go into the last 10 minutes. I'd imagine there's not going to be a great deal of this game left. Is this one final opportunity for Morecambe? It is. I mean, he's headed it in there. I'm really annoyed that we're not keeping these clean sheets. It was something that we were really good at last season, was actually keeping clean sheets. Maybe it's because I've switched my goalkeeper to a sweeper keeper. He should probably do better there. There's a cluster of bodies around him. Guy gets the header off. That was their first shot on target, and they've scored it, which is a little bit frustrating. But that is full-time by the looks of things, guys. Yeah. So that is full-time. It's a 3-1 victory, which I am happy about. Although this 88th minute goal is a little bit of an annoyance to me. I'm very pleased with the result. We will end the team talk there. And I will just quickly show you the table. So this is the table after 8 games, guys. As I said, obviously we lost the 2 games near the start of the season to Exeter and Northampton. But since then, we've gone on a massive tear, and we have 6 wins in the league. So we are on 18 points in total. I've just opened this up now so you can see our goal difference. Obviously, we are being set apart by the fact that we are scoring a lot of goals. So we've scored 17 goals in our games so far, conceding 7. So as I said, it's not necessarily the best. We've got a couple of teams there on 5. But yeah, I'm really happy with it. 18 points from 8 games is not too bad. I'd like better. I mean, I'd probably be more happy with Mansfield's record, actually, with the 5 wins and the 3 draws. But there we go. Our last 5 games, we've won them all in the league, so it's looking positive for us at the moment. It's looking positive. So looking at our fixture list, I think you will see me next at home against Swindon Town, and potentially, depending on who our FA Cup first round game is against, you may see that one as well. But until next time, guys, take care.